Randy dan Brenda,
Brandon and Brenda,
sudah siap?
are you guys ready?
Betul?
Really? Really?
Banyak orang tidak tahu bahwa masuk dalam sebuah pernikahan
Not so many people know that entering a marriage
itu masuk dalam medan perang.
is you're actually entering a warfare.
Halo? Siapa yang setuju?
Anyone agree on that?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Randy, Brenda siap?
Brenda, are you guys actually ready for this?
Begitu selesai kalian jadi suami istri,
Once you become husband and wife,
langsung perang terjadi.
then you will face the war.
Yang belum menikah siap-siap.
So for all of you who are not married yet,
Yang pengen cepat menikah,
for all of you who are rushing to get into marriage,
mikir 1000 kali.
you gotta think 1,000 times if you enter the marriage.
Kawin atau tidak kawin?
Whether I should get married or not.
Serius.
I'm being serious.
Tidak ada hal lain yang begitu dibenci oleh si kuasa kegelapan
There's nothing that the devil hated more
kecuali pernikahan.
except for marriage.
Betul tidak?
Am I right?
Kalau saudara melihat di dunia ini,
If you're actually paying attention of things that is happening in the
entah di
world,
Amerika, entah di Indonesia, entah di Tiongkok, entah di Eropa, di mana saja,
whether it's in the United States, Indonesia, Hong Kong, wherever it is,
ada perusahaan-perusahaan yang sudah eksis ratusan tahun.
there are companies who has been exist for hundreds of years.
Mereka ada. Mereka tetap ada.
They still exist.
Tapi rumah tangga
But household or marriage or family
begitu fragile, begitu rapuh.
is actually very fragile.
Saudara, mengapa setan benci pada pernikahan?
So we might ask ourselves, why does the devil hate the marriage so much?
Maka dengan berbagai cara setan ingin merusak rumah tangga.
So that he will try everything that he can to destroy families
Dengan berbagai macam cara.
in any way possible.
Tujuannya ingin merusak anak-anak.
And then the purpose of the devil is actually to destroy the children.
Papa mama perhatikan ini.
Mom and dad, you better pay attention on this.
Satu hal yang paling penting dalam hidup papa mama, suami istri.
One thing that is very important among moms and dads, husband and wife,
Jangan egois.
to not be self-centered or being egoistic.
Nah, maka itu sebagai suami istri masuk dengan perang gara-gara hal ini.
That there are a lot of couples who are entering warfare because of this thing,
Egois.
putting ego first.
Ketika suami tidak bisa mengerti keinginan istri atau sebaliknya,
When the husband cannot understand the will of the wife, or vice versa,
maka timbul tuntutan.
then there will be some judgment or demanding.
Kenapa kamu begitu? Kenapa kamu nggak begini?
Why are you doing this? Why don't you do this?
Nah, ketika itu terjadi,
Now, when those things happen,
korban pertama adalah anak-anak.
the very first victim will be the child.
Betul atau salah?
Am I
Betul
right?
atau salah kalimat?
Am I right or not, ladies and gentlemen?
Anak-anak.
The children.
Mengapa anak-anak selalu berkata kalimat ini
Why does the children always say this thing
ketika mereka disakiti di dalam rumah?
when they are being hurt in their home?
Kenapa dilahirkan?
Why am I even born?
Saya ingin saudara jawab jujur. Pernah dengar nggak ada anak-anak berkata, kenapa aku dilahirkan?
I want you to answer this question honestly because I believe there are some children who ask this question. Why am I even born?
Betul?
Am I right?
Kalau saudara pernah mendengar anak-anak berkata seperti ini,
So if you have heard your children say such thing,
berarti mereka disakiti di dalam rumah.
it means they are being hurt in their home.
Randy dan Brenda,
And then
doa kami anak kalian 6 paling tinggi.
our prayers that we will have at least like 6 children.
Papa mama siap?
Parents, are you ready?
Oh mama, dari mana siap?
The mom is actually ready.
Iya, your mom is ready. Papa mama siap dari Randy? Oh yeah.
You guys ready? Okay.
Amerika tanahnya besar, luas sekali.
Yeah, the area in the United States are pretty big, so it's very big.
Teman-teman mereka setuju?
Friends, are you guys agree on this?
Yang bu siap jadi babysitter untuk anak-anak mereka.
Those who are cheering the loudest should be the babysitter of the children.
Kalau papa mama bahagia,
If the parents are happy,
anak-anak bahagia.
children will be happy.
Maka punya anak 6 sampai 10 bahagia semua.
So even though we have 6 or 10 children, they will be happy indeed.
Nah, saya nggak tahu dari keluarga Randy,
So I don't know from your side of family.
tapi dari keluarga gue Randy banyak keluarga, ada 11 orang, 9 orang.
From Brenda's family, we have like
11.
11 children.
Betul
11
tidak,
children.
papa mama? Jadi ada mungkin keluarga besar dari kamu.
So you might have a really big family.
Kenapa minta untuk berganti kamu?
It's so late because you're asking me to bless your wedding. So it's so late.
Percaya saudara kalau papa mama harmonis,
Mark my word on this. If the parents are happy and being in harmony,
anak-anak pasti bahagia juga.
the children will indeed be happy as well.
Kalau anak-anak bahagia,
If the children are happy,
pasti tidak akan merepotkan orang tua.
and it will bring no such problem for the family.
Betul tidak?
Am I right or not?
Semua keluarga ada problem dengan anak-anaknya
All family has problem with the kids, of course,
karena papa mama tidak harmonis.
because the parents are not living in harmony.
Kalau saudara masih ingat tahun 80,
If you actually remember in the 80s,
saya lupa bulan berapa.
I actually forgot which one.
Mother Teresa dari Calcutta.
Mother Teresa from Calcutta, India.
Setelah dia menerima hadiah Nobel perdamaian,
After
Nobel Prize,
she received her first Nobel of Peace.
dia pidato di PBB di New York.
She had her speech in United Nations in New York.
Saudara, kalimat itu dipakai oleh seluruh dunia sampai hari ini.
And something that she said was being used by the world even until now.
Hai para pemimpin dunia,
Oh, the leaders of the world,
jangan bicara damai di gedung PBB.
don't speak about peace in the United Nations building.
Dunia akan damai dengan sendirinya.
The world will become peaceful on itself
Kalau kalian pulang ke rumah dan buat damai di rumah.
if you go home and actually make peace in your own home.
Hadiah terbesar dalam setiap pernikahan
The greatest gift in every marriage
bukan deposito sekian juta dolar,
is not when you have to deposit thousands of dollars,
bukan emas sekian puluh kilo.
not tons of gold.
Hadiah terbesar di dalam semua pernikahan adalah mengampuni.
The greatest gift in every marriage is forgiveness.
Saya ulangi lagi.
Let me repeat once again.
Tiba-tiba wajah seorang berubah.
Suddenly your face has changed.
Hadiah terbesar dalam semua pernikahan
The greatest gift in every single marriage
adalah mengampuni.
is forgiveness.
Bapa di surga, Tuhan pencipta alam semesta,
The Father in heaven, God who created heaven and earth,
memberikan kepada semua pernikahan orang agama apa saja
has given to every single marriage, no matter what religion they have.
mengampuni.
That thing is forgiveness.
Mengapa hadiahnya cuma mengampuni, bukan yang lain, bukan deposito, bukan apa-apa?
And why is the gift is forgiveness, not some kind of money deposit or anything else?
Karena perangan.
Because of the warfare that we're talking about.
Sebuah peperangan akan diakhiri kalau berdamai saling mengampuni.
A war will be ended if both parties forgive each other.
Maka itu saya berkata langsung kepada semua saudara yang mendengar hari ini.
And that is why I'm telling all of you guys in this place.
Kalau rumah tangga saudara penuh dengan peperangan,
If your family is full of warfare,
maka hadiah terbesar itu yang dicuri oleh iblis.
then the devil has indeed stolen the greatest gift of God for your family.
Saya bacakan ayat yang pertama.
I will read for you the first
Malaki 2 ayat 16.
Malachi 2:16.
Kevin, kamu gimana? Kevin? Oh, ayo baca ya.
Okay. Yes.
Satu-satunya tulisan di dunia, satu-satunya tulisan
The only
Tulisan bukan surat. Literature. Oke. Yang ada kata for I hate divorce itu cuma Alkitab.
That has the script says, for I hate divorce is only written in the Bible.
Tidak ada buku apapun di dunia yang pernah menulis sebab aku benci perceraian.
There's no book in the world has written something such as, for I hate divorce.
Satu-satunya hanya Alkitab.
The only thing that has it is the Bible itself.
Maka seharusnya semua pernikahan di dunia tidak ada perceraian.
So every single marriage in the world should exist without divorce.
Karena mengampuni.
Because of forgiveness.
Alkitab itu menulis,
So the Bible has written.
maka itu semua pernikahan masuk pasti peperangan.
That's why every marriage will have their own warfare.
Tidak ada orang yang menikah ketemu dengan yang cocok. Itu tidak.
There is no such thing that you're meeting someone in your life that is totally compatible.
Satu-satunya orang yang cocok untuk menikah ialah menikah dengan ayah.
The only compatibility that you will have probably if you're marrying a corpse. If that makes sense.
Serius.
I'm being serious.
Betul? Selama saudara menikah dengan orang hidup,
As long as you are marrying a living person,
pasti akan ada masalah.
there will be conflict.
Tidak ada jaminan pacaran 7 tahun, 10 tahun. Tidak ada jaminan, tetap akan perang.
There's no guarantee even after you have been dating for 7 years or 10 years. Conflict will still happen.
Itu namanya manusia.
That's why we're human.
Yang menikah satu suku, satu bangsa saja bisa ribut.
Even the people who got married with their own kind, which is like from the same tribe or same nationality, can still have conflict.
Apalagi yang beda kebangsaan, beda suku bangsa, beda race.
Yeah. And what about being married to a person who has another race or from another background?
Pakai itu Randy dan Benda.
So that's why Randy and Brenda.
Siap masuk masalah.
Are you guys ready to enter the problems?
Sungguh.
Really?
Nah kalau nggak siap, nggak jadi menikah, kita makan aja nanti.
If you're not ready, why don't we just call the wedding and then just have dinner instead?
Kapan-kapan ngomong lagi, kami siap.
Well, you can tell me when your guys are actually ready. So. Ready, okay.
Serius kan? Dua orang yang mau menikah tapi tidak siap menghadapi konflik, jangan menikah.
Two person who are about to enter marriage, if they're not ready for the conflict, you better call off the wedding.
Betul saya ngomong ini?
Am I right?
Jadi konflik itu pasti ada.
So conflict will happen anyway.
Maka itu surga memberi hadiah terbesar mengampuni.
That is why the happiness in the university, which is forgiveness.
Maka kalau semua pernikahan mengampuni pasangannya,
So if every couple will forgive each other,
tidak akan ada perceraian.
there will be no divorce.
Maaf bagi yang sudah pernah cerai, maaf.
And I'm very sorry for all of you who are experiencing divorce before.
Perceraian kalau kita menikah lagi itu bukan jalan keluar untuk masalah rumah tangga.
Remarry is not the way out for the actual problem.
Sebab orang yang menikah lagi akan tetap ketemu masalah yang sama karena tetap menikah dengan orang.
And those who are getting married again later in the future will also face the same problem because you're marrying a person.
Setuju saya ngomong ini sebenarnya?
Does that make sense?
Cuma namanya aja beda.
Probably that person has a different name. That's it.
Tapi orangnya sama.
But it's still a person indeed.
Maka itu kalau ada di antara kita yang mendengar firman ini rencana mau cerai,
So for all of you who are listening to this message and you have plans to have divorce in your home,
mikir sejuta kali lagi.
you better think about 1,000,000 times again.
Satu-satunya hal yang paling menyukai dan menyakiti hati anak-anak
The very one thing that will hurt children's life
ketika papa mama bertanya begini kepada anak-anak,
is when the parents are asking this question to the children.
kamu mau milih untuk mama atau untuk papa?
So, do you want to go with your dad or do you want to go with your mom?
Maaf saya maka jangan mulai itu untuk anak-anakmu.
So later, if you are getting married in the future, please stay in your marriage.
Jadi
Not that to your children.
Jadi Randy dan Medan,
So remember,
konflik pasti terjadi.
conflict will be there.
Mau bagaimanapun kalian menjaga pernikahan kalian, tetap akan ada.
No matter how good you are keeping your marriage, there will be conflicts.
Maka itu siap untuk selalu mengampuni.
So get ready to forgive each other all the time.
Termasuk semua kita yang mendengar hari ini.
That includes all of you who are listening to this message.
Suatu kali mungkin kita salah manajemen keuangan sehingga kita habis uang kita.
Maybe there will be one time when we manage the finance in wrong way, then it's all gone.
Gak apa-apa, uang bisa dicari lagi.
It's okay, the money will come back anyway.
Tapi jangan pernah kehabisan pengampunan di keluarga kita.
But never run out of forgiveness in our life.
Semua kita gak suka disalahkan oleh orang lain.
Each of us will never like being blamed by someone.
Betul, gak suka kita disalahkan.
Yeah, not being blamed is very uncomfortable.
Tapi jahatnya kita suka menyalahkan orang lain.
But then we blame the person or each other sometimes.
Nah, suami istri ingat ini.
So, husband and wife, remember this.
Pasangan kita bisa salah.
Can our partner be wrong?
Ayo saya tanya, bisa salah tidak?
Can they do mistakes?
Ayo jawab, saya tanya. Ayo.
You may answer the question.
Jangan jawab, gak makan.
Those who not answer will not get their food. Any answer?
Ayo. Yes.
Right.
Salah.
That was the wrong answer.
Sering salah, bukan
A
bisa
lot
salah.
of times. Not just can make mistakes, but they can make mistakes a lot.
Betul?
Am I right?
Yang namanya manusia itu pasti sering buat salah.
People make mistakes anyway.
Betul?
Am I right?
Nah, maka itu ketika seorang suami atau seorang istri nggak suka pasangannya salah,
Which is why when you don't like your partner being wrong,
sebelum kita ngomel dan mengingatkan, menyalahkan dia,
before we become grumpy and then play the blaming thing,
mikir dulu.
you gotta rethink about it.
Aku sering salah nggak sih?
Do I make mistakes?
Halo,
Hello?
jawabannya apa?
What is the answer for that? Yes, we do.
Sungguh?
Really?
Kalau di sini kok kelihatan pintar semua ya?
Well, you guys look very intelligent in this place.
Tapi prakteknya, ayo.
But what about the daily life?
Sulit atau mudah
Is it
mengampuni pasangan kita?
difficult or not to forgive our partner?
Apa kita mengucap
And indeed, you are going to meet your partner every single day of your life, probably.
Halo.
Hello.
Maka itu banyak pasangan yang satu nggak pulang-pulang, satu kemana datang lagi.
And I've found a lot of couples that the husband or the wife may not come home for a very long time anyway. They don't even know where the partner is
Karena tidak bisa saling mengampuni.
because they are not being able to forgive one another.
Jadi awas ya dengan
So I warn you,
kalau sampai ada apa-apa jangan pulang ke rumah papa mama.
if anything happens, do not go back to your parents' house, okay?
Kejadian pasal 2.
Genesis
Pasal 2 ayat 24.
2 verse 24.
Bagian bagian ini bisa diturunkan ya pertanyaan itu belajarnya supaya lebih nggak bisa. Kejadian 2 ayat 24 kita lihat.
Genesis chapter 2 verse 24.
Ada firman yang apa yang aneh.
There's this weird message.
Tapi kok nggak keluar ayat yang mana?
Evan, can I have the word?
Oh ada lagi ya. Firman ini Tuhan sampaikan untuk Adam dan Hawa
This is the word that God is delivering for Adam and Eve.
sebagai pernikahan yang pertama di dunia.
For the first wedding in the world.
Nah, jadi kalau pernikahan pertama itu punya orang tua dan punya mertua atau tidak?
So the first wedding in the world will have mother-in-law or not?
Orang tua atau mertua?
Or parents or parents-in-law.
Punya atau tidak?
Will they have it? staying for the first couple in the world.
Coba kita baca bareng-bareng ya. Yang bahasa Inggris, bahasa Indonesia silakan. 1, 2, 3. More is a man. A man. Laki-laki.
A man means a man.
Shall leave his father and his mother, and shall be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Baca bahasa Indonesia.
Sebab itu seorang laki-laki akan meninggalkan ayahnya dan ibunya dan bersatu dengan istrinya sehingga keduanya menjadi satu daging.
Bagi orang-orang Barat,
So it means in the Western world,
ayat ini nggak perlu dikenal.
this word should not be announced anymore.
Karena di negara Barat nggak mungkin ada anak sudah menikah masih kumpul orang tuanya.
Because in the Western countries, probably the couple will go from the parents' house anyway.
Tapi untuk orang Asia ini masalah.
But for Asian, this is a problem.
Nah, kalian dua orang Asia,
And you are both Asians.
tapi sudah besar di Amerika.
But then you were raised in the United States. So.
Jadi anak lagi tidak boleh masuk ngajak istrinya ke rumah orang tuanya.
So a man cannot ask the wife to come and stay in the parents' house.
Logikanya gampang sekali.
The logic is actually pretty easy.
Satu dapur gak boleh dua chef.
You cannot have two chefs in one kitchen.
Betul?
Am I right?
Dan firman ini luar biasa.
And this verse is actually pretty extraordinary.
Banyak teman-teman Randy datang dari stage.
You have a lot of friends that are coming from the States.
Ada 20 katanya.
I've heard there are at least 20 people.
Nah, bagi saudara yang tinggal di Amerika, ini masalah kami di Asia.
For those of you who are from the United States, this is kind of an Asian problem.
Sudah menikah, orang tua masih ikut campur, anak-anak masih gantung pada orang tua. Ini masalah buat kami di Asia.
Yeah, even if the couple are married, but then the parents are still taking control in some part of the way of marriage, and then some of the couple also still living by the expenses by the parents anyway.
Nah, sekarang saya bilang pada yang orang Indonesia. Saya berkata pada yang dari Indonesia.
So I'm telling this for Indonesians.
Walaupun saudara anak tunggal,
Even though you're the only child in the world,
saudara tidak boleh ngajak istrimu masuk ke rumah orang tua.
you cannot ask your wife to stay with your parents.
Ini firman Tuhan.
This is the word of God.
Papa Mama,
Mom and Dad,
satu-satunya persiapan untuk menikahkan anak-anak saudara
the only preparation needed to, to prepare your children's marriage,
tidak boleh ngajak masuk anak laki bersama mantu perempuan saudara ke rumah.
you cannot ask your son and then the daughter-in-law to stay in your house,
Apapun alasannya.
whatever the condition.
Jadi, mama sudah masa kamu?
Period.
Nggak sayang mama. Mama sudah tua, masa kamu nggak sayang mama?
Oh, I'm old enough that you love me or that stuff.
Anak mama paling cocok kawin dengan mamanya sendiri. Anak mama. Gimana?
Yeah, it's kind of Asian jokes.
Memang juga.
I know. I'm going to say, oh my God. So, mama's little boy should got married to the mama itself. That's a joke. Am I making sense?
Betul?
Am I right?
Maka itu kalau saya konseling pernikahan,
So that's why when I'm doing the pre-marriage counseling,
hal itu saya akan tanya.
I will surely ask that thing to the mom and the son.
Saya pernah tanya Randy pernah.
And I've asked Randy about this stuff too.
Randy bukan anak mama.
Randy is not mama's little boy.
Dia seorang yang sudah mandiri.
He's a very independent man.
Nah, cuma beda saya belum tahu.
But I don't know about the Lord.
Teman-teman beda, lihat beda kayak apa sih dengan mamanya?
So how would you see with Brenda with the mom? Brenda's friends?
Oke, kita lanjut.
Okay, proceed.
boleh mencampur di rumah tangga anak.
The parents should not be involved in their life.
Menurut ayat ini,
According to this verse,
ini Asia jadi Asia.
okay, again, this is Asian thing.
Tidak sedikit keluarga Asia, orang tua, kakak, adik, ponakan, itu campur semuanya.
There are a lot of times the extended family has been way too much influence on the couple.
Jadi ingat, semuanya sudah menikah.
So remember those who are married.
Yang disebut keluarga inti,
Things that are called the core family
immediate ya, itu cuma papa mama dan anak-anak.
is the parents and the children.
Kakak, adik, orang tua sudah di luar dari keluarga inti.
Sister, brother, parents are now outside of your core family.
Ini ayatnya.
This is the verse.
Ayat 25.
And verse 25.
Nah, ini penting
This is also very important.
supaya rumah tangga tetap harmonis dan aman.
So that your household will be secure and be in harmony.
Ya. Saya baca, and the man and his wife were both naked. Bahasa Indonesia mereka katanya baca bahasa Indonesia.
Mereka keduanya telanjang, manusia dan istrinya itu telah
Oke.
mereka tidak merasa malu
And were not ashamed or embarrassed.
dan tidak merasa malu.
Saudara, mengapa ini ditulis?
Saudara, why is this verse even written?
Bukankah semua orang di dunia tahu bahwa Adam dan Hawa gak pernah punya pakaian karena zaman itu belum ada public textile?
Well, the whole world will know that in that era, Adam and Eve will have no fabric because at that time we don't have textile factory,
Belum betul tidak?
which is right.
Dan ini hebatnya Tuhan, saudara.
This is the greatness of God.
Luar biasa.
It's really amazing.
Telanjang tidak bicara tentang seks sama sekali tidak.
This nakedness has nothing to do with sex, by the way.
Retaknya, rusaknya pernikahan
So the marriage being broken and cracked
ketika suami istri merahasiakan sesuatu di hadapan pasangan.
is when the couple has hidden something towards one another.
Kata telanjang di ayat ini
The word naked in this verse
artinya suami bisa melihat semua yang di hidup istrinya, begitu pula istri bisa melihat semua di hidup suaminya.
it means that the husband can see the life of the wife transparently, and it goes vice versa.
Tolong kan,
Make a note on this.
sebuah pernikahan sudah cerai tanpa ke pengadilan,
A marriage is divorce even before you go to the trials court.
ketika ada curiga,
When there is suspicion between the couple.
catat ini kan.
You better take note of this.
Maka itu Wenda dan Randy,
So that Wendy and Brenda
kalian nggak boleh mencuri. Kenapa dia begini? Kenapa dia begitu?
have no suspicion towards one another.
Kapan suami istri ada saling curiga?
When will the suspicion arise?
Ketika ada yang mereka tutupi.
When there are conflicts in their life.
Betul nggak firman ini?
Am I right about this verse?
Jadi suami istri harus tahu semuanya, jumlah uangnya, PIN-nya, apa saja, password emailnya, harus tahu semua.
So the husband and wife needs to be transparent about everything, about the bank account, about the PIN number, about the password to your email, every single thing.
Lalu ada orang nggak?
Hello, I'm talking with somebody here.
Akan tetap jalan nggak rekamannya?
Is the recording on? Okay.
Saudara, maka itu nggak boleh ada satu pun yang dirahasiakan kalau sudah menikah.
So that is why a husband and wife should have no secrets.
Kalau suatu hari kalian lagi berdua suami istri,
If there's one time in the future, you as husband and wife,
berdua saja nggak ada anak-anak, nggak ada siapa-siapa.
just being you two without the children at all.
Ketika salah satu mobile punya bunyi,
When one of your phone rang,
maka yang punya handphone nggak boleh bilang aku minggir dulu,
the owner of the phone can say, "Oh, excuse me, I need to take this person." It's not possible.
pasangan kita harus ikut mendengar kita ditelepon siapa, bicara tentang apa.
Whoever call, whatever the topic is, your partner has the right to know who you're talking to and what the topic is.
Betul atau salah pendapat ini?
Am I right or not?
Halo,
Hello.
betul atau salah?
Am I right?
Harus terbuka.
You gotta be transparent.
Kalau tidak, curiga itu masuk.
If you're not being transparent, then suspicion will arise.
Begitu banyak rusaknya pernikahan karena tidak telanjang.
And there are a lot of damage happen to a marriage because they're not being transparent.
Kalau saya konselor pernikahan,
If I have that premarital counseling,
lalu orang tua saya tanya,
and then if I ask the parents,
nanti ibu bapak akan beri sesuatu nggak kepada anak-anak?
will you parents give something to the children or not?
Oh iya.
They were like, oh yeah, for sure.
Saya tanya kalimat ini.
Then I will ask the next question.
Itu untuk anak Anda saja atau untuk mereka berdua?
Is it only for your child or for both of them?
Kalau papa mama berkata enggak, itu hanya untuk anak kami saja, bukan untuk mereka berdua.
And if the parents said, oh, it's only for my child, not for both of them,
Saya akan beritahu anaknya,
I will tell the children,
wih papa mama akan beri kamu something.
oh, by the way, your parents are going to give you something or something.
Ucapkan terima kasih,
You can say thanks for that,
tapi jangan kamu terima.
but do not receive it.
Titipkan kembali ke mereka.
You can give it back to your parents.
Titip.
Yeah, like,
Ya, sebentar ya.
yeah. As if you can take it back later, but you're gonna give it to your parents later.
Mengapa saya berikan hukum itu?
Why am I telling you this?
Rumah tangga anak akan berbalik.
Because your children's household will be in danger.
Randy dan Brenda sudah siap, tidak ada rahasia lagi di antara kalian.
So both of you are guys ready with having no secrets towards each other?
Sudah pernah cerita dulu sebelum nikah pacarmu berapa, pacar Randy berapa?
Can you tell your partner that how many exes that you have in the past?
Harus itu.
You gotta tell.
Cuma satu hari ada yang telepon, oh aku sudah tahu, itu ex-nya dulu.
So if there's anyone call you in the future, all I know is your ex.
Sehingga tidak ada masalah lagi.
So that we'll have no future related to that in the future.
Ini bukan hukum ini sebenarnya.
So this was actually pretty beautiful indeed.
Yang mau menikah,
Those who are getting married,
siapkan diri. Aku nggak belajar rahasia dengan pasangan.
with getting ready for having no secrets towards each other.
Yang baru menikah,
For those of you who are just married,
mulai hari ini PIN di mobil saudara, PIN di ATM saudara, password ini saudara harus dibuka semua.
well, starting from now on, you gotta be transparent about all of your password, like it or not.
Setuju?
Agreed?
Kalau tidak, timbul curiga.
If you're not married on this, then there will be suspicion.
Banyak umat. Ada? Oh, sudah selesai. Belum, berapa menit? Oh, 34 menit.
Oh, sir.
Kenapa tanya? Oh, siapa? Maaf. Oke, belum. Kan 45 menit. Oke ya, lanjutkan sebentar. Kevin,
Please bear with me for a few minutes.
ini yang akan jadi masalah dalam keluarga kalau nggak saling terbuka satu dengan lain.
Well, having no transparency in the family will occur suspicion in the future.
Suami istri yang saling curiga itu berbahaya sekali.
The husband and wife that has suspicion towards each other is a very dangerous couple.
Randy dan Brenda, semua kami berharap rumah tangga kalian bahagia.
All of us here are wishing for you to have a very happy life.
Ingat dua hal ini.
Remember these two things.
Selalu dan selalu saling mengampuni.
Always and always forgive one another.
Termasuk kita semua.
That includes all of us here.
Betul?
Yes.
Kalau di rumah kita selalu saling mengampuni,
If at home you always forgive one another,
surga ada di keluarga kita.
then heaven will abide in your family.
Siapa tadi yang masuk ke sini? Nama ruangan ini apa tahu?
Do you know the name of this hall?
Ayo,
Did you actually check the name of this hall? It's actually called heaven.
luar biasa. sini, maksudnya begitu Randy dan Mega.
But I don't mean for you to leave here actually. So
Surga akan ada di rumah tangga kita
heaven will abide in your family
ketika dua orang itu saling selalu mengampuni.
when the couple always forgive one another.
Yang kedua,
The second thing,
lancar.
be naked.
Bukan masalah seks,
It's nothing to do with sex,
tapi jujur.
but being honest.
Tidak boleh ada rahasia dan kebenaran.
No secrets in the marriage.
Begitu seorang suami dapat gangguan sesuatu apa saja saya katakan.
Even if the husband has any distraction, the wife should know about it.
Begitu pula istri dapat gangguan apa, suami harus tahu cepat.
And that also happens vice versa.
Maka dua orang yang saling menolong.
And then the couple will also help one another.
Hanya Alkitab yang memberitahu kita, suami itu kepala, istri itu tubuh.
Only the Bible will tell us that the man is the head of the family and the woman is the body.
Tidak ada buku lain di dunia yang pernah membicarakan kepala dengan tubuh sebagai suami istri kecuali Alkitab.
There's no Bible in the world that mentioned that the husband is the head and the wife is the body as in the Bible.
Maka dalam pernikahan kita, kalau suami tahu fungsinya, tubuh pun tahu, istri tahu fungsinya, rumah tangga itu pasti aman.
So if the family function well as the head and the body, then the marriage will be fine.
Maka itu kitab Efesus 5 nggak usah dibuka karena waktunya.
And I believe that in Ephesians 5 we don't have to open it because of time.
Begitu seorang laki-laki menikah,
Once a man is getting married,
Randy, sebentar lagi kamu akan potong badan.
Randy, in a few minutes you're gonna cut off your body part.
Tinggal kepala saja.
Yeah, you only have your head left.
Wenda, sebentar lagi kami akan cari kue roti untuk potong lehermu.
And in a few minutes we're gonna find a peloton to behead you. If that makes sense.
Lalu kepalanya Wenda digabungkan ke tubuhnya Randy. Nah, kepalanya Wenda digabungkan ke tubuh Randy.
Oh, and then your head will be joined to his
Bagi itu dikubur.
and it will be buried.
Lalu yang ada sebentar lagi adalah kepalanya Randy
will be your head
dan tubuhnya Wenda.
and your body.
Tidak ada hukum pernikahan yang sehebat ini dalam dunia ini.
There is no such thing as that bread law in the world.
Berarti yang punya perut siapa sekarang?
So who has the belly now?
Ayo, jadi sebentar lagi nanti pakai perutnya siapa?
So in a few minutes you're gonna use her belly.
Maka itu pola makan Randy harus berubah mengikuti perutnya Wenda.
So that your way of appetite, should follow her appetite.
Ya karena kamu gak punya perut.
Because you will no longer have your belly.
Jadi sometimes pedes nggak?
Do you like spicy food?
Nah Randy suka.
Do you like spicy food?
Hari ini harus belajar karena perutmu di dia.
No, you have to learn how to eat spicy food because now it's her belly.
Oh saudara, Alkitab ini luar biasa bicara pernikahan ini.
The Bible is very extraordinary about marriage.
Nah tapi ini masalahnya.
But here's the problem.
Gambarannya,
Please do not be angry on this.
saya tutup mata aja sedang gimana.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Jadi yang punya otak saya.
So who has the brain now?
Doa jawab sih nggak sudah tertawa itu juga.
Answer. I'm not asking you to laugh.
Siapa yang punya otak?
Who has the brain now?
Jawab Bukan, hai perempuan tunduk pada laki-laki. Bukan.
Not all women submit to the man.
Istri tunduk pada suaminya.
It says specifically that the wife should submit to the husband.
Karena yang punya kepala itu suami.
Because the one who has the head.
Nah, siapa yang pernah tahu ada penyakit tubuh saraf tubuh nggak mau tunduk pada kontrol saraf pusat.
If you actually find there's a disease where the body is not following the brain's instruction, it's like the body has seizure, that kind of thing.
Ayo, itu sakit apa?
You know?
Parkinson. Maka itu banyak orang Parkinson karena istrinya mau istri.
Right. There are a lot of Parkinson kind of family because the wife will do what she want to do.
Siapa tahu?
Are you ready to cut off your head?
Nggak siapa apa?
Well, if you're not ready, we can just cut here.
Siapa pembadan?
Are you ready to cut off your body?
Kalau makanmu berubah mulai hari ini.
You're gonna start changing the way of eating from now on.
Cara berpikir ikut kepala, oke?
Way of thinking, follow the husband.
Maka kalau kalian punya anak-anak bahagia semua.
So even though you will have 6 children, let's say in the future, they will be happy.
Karena anak-anak tak bingung, kenapa belum boleh mama belum tidak?
Because the husband will ask, because the children will not say, why does the mom say yes and then dad says no? And then I'm like,
Anak-anak jadi bingung nggak kalau papa mama nggak harmonis seperti ini?
so the children will get confused if the parents are not being in harmony.
Jadi mendengar semuanya ini, soal pernikahan ini,
So after all this message, are you guys ready to come here? Still,
sungguh,
are you serious?
mereka siap sekali.
Okay, are you ready?
Nanti masuk perang sebenarnya.
So you're ready to enter the warfare.
Musik silakan, ada channel ini mereka akan memberikan baunya, janji.
So they are going to announce their ready now.
Boleh berdiri kalian dua?
Can they rise?
Kursinya bisa dipindah. Nanti saya